perfect black-eyed peas. Some of the vegetables that I'm going to be cooking with all these different meats include some celery, some bay leaves. I've got 2 large onions that I'm going to be chopping up. I've got 2 heads of garlic, and I've got a bell pepper, and I've got jalapeno. Now the bell pepper is going to primarily go in my black-eyed peas, and I have them here. They are in some water, soaking, getting rehydrated. And that I haven't made up my mind yet how I'm going to cook these. I've got a number of choices. I can put them in the slow cooker, I can put them in the pressure cooker, or I can just do it plain old simple old-fashioned way on the cooktop. I'll decide when I get closer to that point. I have a ham bone that I had saved in the freezer from a previous cook, and I'm going to be using that to season my black-eyed peas. In addition, I'm also going to use it to season my collard greens, which means I'm just going to put water in it for now, bring it to a boil to get the flavorings out of that bone and out of that ham. And then I'll take some of the water away that I'll use for the collard greens. I'll leave the ham bone in there as I cook my black-eyed peas. So we're going to let this cook for a while until we get it rendered. Now I'm going to put together my black-eyed peas. I soak these, and they've been soaking for about 6 hours now. And we'll add that to our pot, along with, I've got some onion, and that's probably about 1/4 of an onion. That's about 3 stalks of celery. That's half of a green bell pepper. And there's probably about 4 or 5 garlic cloves in there. We'll add all of that. And we can already tell that I may need a little bit more water. These beans have been soaking, so they're hydrated, but I still think I should add a little bit more water because it's going to evaporate as it cooks. So add the salt and pepper, and that's about a teaspoon of salt, about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Got about 2 more cups of water here. And we'll let that go until our beans are done. My black-eyed peas are coming along. They're looking good. They're not quite done yet. I bit into one. They're still tight. So I have to let it go a little longer. And I'll taste for seasoning when I get closer to the doneness level. My beans are tender now. So what I like to do to get it creamy is I go and take my spoon and squish some of the beans on the side, and that releases some of the starches inside the bean, which will thicken up the black-eyed peas. Cooking it longer will also do that, but you run the risk then of overcooking and having mushy beans. Excuse me, mushy beans. Let me give it a taste. Tender. I think we're good on the salt. I did add about a teaspoon more about 15 minutes ago. that's going to continue to thicken up. And it's ready to serve actually at this point. It just depends on how creamy you want, how thick you want it. Or if you'd rather have it more runny. It's your choice. You go for it. Perfect black eyed peas.